What is going on, everybody? Pete Simonetti here for the one, the only NyynewsTV. Guys, look, rumors are circulating. You know what time of year it is, right? Everybody is already somewhat at the verge of starting to go batshit crazy about who the hell the Yankees are going to get. And now the rumor of all rumors is starting to pick up more and more and more. More prominent figures, if you believe those guys, coming out. Myself with information that I am told that the Yankees do have legitimate interest in Juan Soto. But based off of what a lot of the mainstream guys are saying, and I'll give them their credit when their credit is due, they do report the majority of the news. They are saying right now that the Yankees are aggressively pursuing Juan Soto. They are a team out there that really wants Juan Soto. So this we know already. We already understand this, right? We know this. I'm not here to tell you guys right now that the Yankees are getting Juan Soto. I'm not here to tell you that. I'm here to tell you that the Yankees are, no doubt about it, internally discussing what that's going to look like, what that would look like. I want to break down the idea and the concept that many people believe that this guy right here, the Yankees can't get him, or it doesn't make sense to get him, or, you know, how do we get him and keep Judge and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to break it down for you in the best way possible. Business. Business. Because baseball is a business. And look, one thing about George and Hal. George, obviously, former great, the boss. Hal, the son who's in charge now. Hal is a bottom line guy. He is a numbers guy. And that's not saying that George Steinbrenner was not a numbers type guy. Of course he is. But George Steinbrenner would think about the numbers later. Hal is a different type of guy. Hal wants to know the numbers now. What is it going to do to the bottom line? What does it do for him in the moment, at this moment? And how do the Yankees move on afterwards? That's the type of way he thinks. So, here's the big thing. I'm going to get a couple of things out the way, and then we'll talk about, you know, prospects and is it realistic, this and that, okay? First big thing out the way. It's a smart business move for the New York Yankees to add Juan Soto. Let me tell you why. And this is actually going to go into my second point. Matter of fact, let's merge those together. You guys know how I do my things. It's all from up here, and I talk to you guys. Let's merge it together, okay? The New York Yankees, if they trade it for Juan Soto, we're going to leave out the prospects for now. We're not going to talk about that. If they left that out and they go ahead and say, we're going to go out there, we get Juan Soto, now we got him, okay? The Yankees have 3 playoff runs with Juan Soto. Not even discussing or talking anywhere at all about the Kende, lock him long term, what happens to Aaron Judge. Forget all that. Forget all that. They would have Juan Soto for 3 playoff runs minimum. Minimum. There is nothing out there that states if the Yankees sign Juan Soto, they must lock him up now. There is nothing at all that states that. I'll even say something even a little more crazier for some people. Juan Soto and Scott Boras may want to be free agents. They may want to hit the market and say, hey, what is the biggest deal we can get? They might sit there and go, hey, I know the Yankees are going to offer us a lot. Look, a team that gets us probably is going to offer us a little more than what the Nationals are. And, of course, they got a little more stability under them. They're not going to sell their teams. We know all that. But they also have the understanding of, I can also wait, and everybody's going to be interested in me, especially if I go to a contender and win a World Series. That team's going to really want me, and a lot of other teams are going to really want me to do that for their team. But here's the bottom line thing. 3 years means 3 chances, but it also means a shit ton of revenue. A shit ton of money. It means a boatload of money. Look, the Bronx, New York City, very heavy populated Dominican. Also, East Coast, Northern East Coast, Boston, Jersey, so on and so forth. Heavily populated Dominican. You think Aaron Judge is popular in New York? If Soto goes to New York and is anywhere near half the player we expect him to be, look the hell out. My man's jersey will be number one every year. Every year. The Yankees would sit back in a pool 7 feet to 10 feet deep, long, far as the eye can see, and dive into $100 bills. That's the type of money you're talking about that a player like Juan Soto revenates for an organization. I think I just created the word. I don't even know if that's a word. Revenates. I'm trying to say something else probably. I don't even fucking know. I just go off the top. He revenates. Revenates. New word today. Revenates a ton of money for the New York Yankees. It's not going to fuck up my video. I don't care. I don't care. This is staying in. This doesn't get cut. It's staying in. Okay, editing room. It doesn't get cut. This stays in. Juan Soto revenates more money than we could ever imagine. And when people think about, well, Pete, what about Aaron Judge? What about this? Look, doesn't stop the Yankees from re-signing Aaron Judge. In the next 2 years, the Yankees are losing about $80+ million off the books. They can re-sign Judge and Soto. It doesn't stop anything from that. Here's another great point that somebody brought up to me today. On the NyynewsTV account, somebody made a comment, and we retweeted it because it was really good. Fun fact about Juan Soto. He's younger than 11 of the Yankees' top 30 prospects on the MLB pipeline. This is the type of talent you're talking about here. Yes, I understand that other prospects that come up and things of that nature, you are not going to have to re-sign them and lock them up long term. I completely get that. I understand that. And it's not going to cost the type of money that a Juan Soto is going to cost. But guys, it's a generational talent. And again, I'm going to throw this out there because I want people to understand. Not that I'm advocating for this, but that it's reality. The Yankees, the Dodgers, the Mets, the Padres, the Cardinals, none of those teams have to say, hey, we got Juan Soto, now we're going to lock him up long term. Now, the majority of those clubs, if not all of them, would probably like to lock him up earlier, especially if you are somewhat gutting your system. I hate that term of gutting your system. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And I am going to talk about it because I got to and I understand that. But gutting your system to me is really friggin' stupid. I'll tell you why also, and we'll go from there. But generational talent's going to cost stuff. But the two biggest factors is, again, 3 years and the bottom line of the money you're going to make and the revenue you're going to bring in for your business. Okay? That's the big thing right there on the business side of doing that. Now, let's discuss the prospects. I already just told you what this great tweet was. The Yankees are, 11 of the top 30 prospects Juan Soto is younger than, right? So that is crazy. That's a crazy number. But let's look at something real quick. People believe it's going to cost a lot. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go out right now, and I'm going to play a little game with you guys, okay? We're going to play a game, and that game basically is the Yankees are gutting their system, okay? We're going to look at the Yankees' top 10 prospects real quick. Anthony Volpe is 21 years old. Fantastic. Everybody knows how great Volpe is. I've already said it. I'm on record. If the Yankees want to keep Volpe, I am never going to be upset with the Yankees for keeping Volpe. Even if it comes out in this as a look, the Yankees wouldn't include Volpe in a deal, I'm going to be upset, and I'm going to say, damn, I think I may do that, but I'm also going to sit back and go, then this kid better be the fucking starting shortstop next year, because if you're going to put this bank in this kid, he needs to be here. If he's that talented, let him get up here, man. I believe he is, by the way. I believe Anthony Volpe is going to be a legitimate star. Okay, Volpe's 21 years old. Oswald Peraza's 22. Jason Dominguez is 19. Always a great comparison because at his age, Juan Soto was already playing Major League Baseball. So it's, you know what I mean? At his age, people want to, Jason Dominguez could be Juan Soto. Juan Soto was already playing Major League Baseball. He wasn't an A-ball. He's already playing Major League Baseball. This is a generational talent, folks. This is not a guy. This is your Bryce Harpers, Ken Griffey Jr.'s, Alex Rodriguez's, Juan Soto's. These are the type of guys that their age doesn't matter. They could be 17 years old to be in the major leagues. They're just generational talents. That's what they are. Austin Wells, again, 23 years old. Ken Waldachuk, really putting it together. Legitimate pitching prospect, 24. Trey Sweeney, Hayden Wesneski, Yoendrys Gomez, Luis Gil, Everson Pierre, who I love. I think he's the best outfield prospect the Yankees have, even above Jason Dominguez. Some people get mad at me. I think you're nuts. I think he's that friggin' good. Roderick Arias, who I'm going to talk about. Oswald Cabrera, Brock Selvage, who I'm going to talk about. Randy Vasquez, Alexander Vargas, Brandon Lockridge, Antonio Gomez, TJ Sycamore, who I'm going to talk about. Brandon Beck, Beck Way, Justin Lang. We know them. But we also know the other guys, right? Estevan Florial, who's a lot lower on his list. Clark Schmidt, who's not even on the list no more. Gleyber Torres is a possibility in a move for Juan Soto. But let's stick to the prospect thing for a second, because let's just say the top 3 guys are gone. Volpe, Peraza, and Dominguez. And I'm going to throw another name in there. The Yankees get Soto and they get Castillo, because here's a big thing that I talked about a lot. Here's the tweet. I'm going to read it to you guys. I just said it today, so I do want to read it to you guys. And I believe this is accurate. I really believe this is true. And I know we're only sticking on Juan Soto here, but I also want to bring up the fact about Castillo. I said if the Yankees really want, they could land Soto and Castillo in this deadline. All it takes is balls and grit. Not sure this front office has it in them. You would have Soto for a minimum of 3 postseason runs and Castillo for a minimum of 2. It is up to them. But it will entail gutting the system, so to say. So let's play devil's advocate, right? Let's say that Volpe, Dominguez, Waldachuk, and I'm playing devil's advocate, meaning I'm probably going to give up more than I expect. I'm going to say this. Volpe, Torres, Dominguez, Waldachuk, Let's do this. Torres, Volpe, Dominguez, Waldachuk, Gomez or Gil, and Medina go in that deal. So listen to me real quick. And again, this is speculation. I'm gutting the system here, okay? Volpe, Dominguez, Waldachuk, Piera and Medina, and maybe a throw-in of Luis Gil. We're gonna really gut the system here. Then they get Luis Castillo to give up Peraza, Wesneski, Sweeney, and Piera. Let's just say the hell of it, right? They give it to all those guys. That means Trey Sweeney and Austin Wells, or Austin Wells alone, becomes their top prospect, right? We're talking about gutting the system. They would still then have, in a year or two, Roderick Arias already is probably going to be the Yankees' top prospect in years to come. Alexander Vargas is arguably talent-wise, a lot of people believe overall talent-wise, could be the top Yankee shortstop prospect in a year or two anyway. Randy Vasquez is another guy. People already compare him to Luis Severino. TJ Sycamore is a left-handed pitcher with dominating stuff. That's not even talking about the guys they drafted already this year. Within 2 years, the New York Yankees once again got legitimate top elite prospects. Blue chip, so to say. Those guys aren't far off from being blue chip prospects right now. Roderick Arias, everybody wanted this system. He was one of the most sought-after international prospects. He's already hit homers in the Yankees minor league system. Roderick Arias. So for some people that be, yeah, Pete, but Roderick Arias is 17. Who knows what he's going to be doing? Hey, he's already in the DSL Rookie League. He's already playing baseball. He's out there already getting professional ball underneath him. Some guys take a couple of years before they do it. He's at 17 years old doing it right now. So the whole idea that, you know, if the Yankees step up this pursuit, oh, what about Aaron Judge? Guys, forget the idea of that. Win a World Series. The Yankees' idea every year should be, we need the best players on the field. Guys, if all the mainstream guys are right, if my people are right that are telling me also that the Yankees are seriously pursuing Juan Soto because it is organizational change. It could really change the structure of where this organization feels like it was going to look in 2 to 3 years. This type of player changes that. But remember what this type of player is. This is not the same thing as going out there and looking for a Randy Johnson, a guy that's older now, and you're giving up a lot of stuff for him because teams are going to want a lot for him. And you have to do that. It's not that type of talent. It's not that type of old age. We don't have him. Juan Soto is 23 years old. You got prospects in your system who aren't even going to be in the major leagues at 23, 24, 25 even. Aaron Judge came up with what, 20, 25, 26? This is a generational talent that the Yankees can go get. Don't let nobody bullshit you. They can get him. They can get Castillo. They could do all of that. Mark my words, they can do all of it. And it's going to be very interesting to see the way the New York Yankees handle this situation because, look, a few weeks ago, the majority of clubs out there probably said, look, they're going to trade Soto eventually, but not now. Right now, the Nationals are just simply saying, hey, look, we're getting rid of you. We're trading you then. If you don't accept this deal, you're gone. And the majority of baseball people had to say by August 2nd, he's traded. It's about, what, 10, 11, 12 days away, whatever the hell it is. They're sitting there saying, this guy's gone. He's going to be traded. These cats made this dude charter a flight to the home run derby, to the All-Star game. Are you friggin' kidding me? You got to get rid of him. And the Nationals understand, too. The longer we hold on to Juan Soto, the less we're going to get for our franchise. Now, the Nationals also, too, by the way, are not a poverty franchise. So when people hear me bring up and go, Pete, why Gleyber Torres? Why not? He's a free agent the same year Soto is. The Nationals got money. They're not a broke team. If they can get Soto, if they can get Torres along with, let's just say, for an example, Dominguez, Waldachuk, 2 other starting pitching prospects. Maybe you throw in Florial. You just said to me, I've added for the National fans. Hey, National fans, we have given you a middle-of-the-bat order because that's the way he's hitting this year. He could immediately jump into the middle of our bat and play second base. Gleyber Torres. We have added what we believe to be a starting center fielder. We've also added 2 starting pitchers that can start right now, Waldachuk and Clark Smith. And we got Jason Dominguez, who is going to be our top prospect immediately, up in 2 years potentially. National fans are not going to sit back and go, I'm underwhelmed. They're going to sit back and go, oh, shit, cool, we got some guys already. I'm okay with this. Let's start building. Gleyber Torres could be re-signed. They got money. They're not a broke team. I just don't believe there's any team out there that's going to offer a lot and also accept Corbin's contract. I don't think that's going to happen. Definitely not the Yankees. If they find a team that takes that deal, Yankees don't matter the prospects. Yankees might be out of that because if they could get rid of that deal along with getting some top talent, that's probably really the way to go for that organization. Meaning if it frees them up a lot more financially. Not that they don't have money. I'm just saying it makes logical sense if you're an owner. If you take all of this money while giving us 2 to 3 top prospects and some other good lower level guys, sign me up. I'll do that deal all day besides getting 5 top 10 guys. Or 5 top 15 guys. Or 6 top 15 guys. But, guys, prospects are prospects at the end of the day. If you want to go look at the Yankees prospect pool from 2018, I implore you to go do so. There's only a couple of guys on the list doing something at the major league level. Maybe, Torres and Albert Abreu. There might be another guy on there. Andujar's in AAA, unfortunately. Florial, they never call up. So, Brian Cashman cannot do this shit again. Where he holds on to guys like Justice Sheffield and won't deal him for Manny Machado. Where he holds on to Clint Frazier's. Where he holds on to Chance Adams and doesn't get Garrett Cole, where he holds on to Eduardo Nunez so he doesn't get Cliff Lee. When he holds on to guys that say, hey, the money, we don't get Justin Verlander. How many times are we going to sit back and see better teams win because of that? Because they make the move. Brian Cashman cannot miss out again. He just cannot miss out again. I don't care what anybody says. He cannot miss out again. So, guys, let me know in the comments below. Do you think these mainstream reporters and me are correct that the Yankees are pursuing Juan Soto aggressively? They are working aggressively internally to figure out what is it going to look like for us if we add this guy now. Is he more valuable, in our opinion, than waiting and hoping that Volpe and Peraza and Waldachuk and all these guys can come up and be really elite talents? Or does Juan Soto and maybe Castillo, or Juan Soto and something, or Juan Soto and whatever, Castillo, Soto, whatever they do, if we quote unquote gut the system now and add all these guys, is that more worth it? Is that more worth it? That's the decision the Yankees got to make. I ask you guys in the comments below. Let me know what you think about this news, about Juan Soto coming to the Yankees potentially. Talk about it in the comments, guys. There's a great community here at NyynewsTV. Talk it up. Last but not least, guys, we are closing in on 10,000 subscribers. When we get there, memberships are on the way. And boy, oh boy, stay tuned for some announcements of what memberships are going to be. There's not many people out there that's going to be giving you guys what we are. Stay tuned, daddy-o. They're coming. Until next time, I am the boss, Pete Simonetti, NyynewsTV. Until next time, guys, adios.